Hello, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fortune's Wheel Tarot. This is going to be a reading for August 2024, or whenever this message finds you. As usual, I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Spirit and angel guides, keepers of the divine white light, keepers of the Akashic records, ascended masters. What are the messages for Aries at this time, please? Messages for Aries at this time, please. Thank you. First card out is the Queen of Keys. Your second card is the number 2, Major Arcana, Akashic Library. Your third card is the 5 of Roses, the Garden. And on the bottom of this deck, the 6 of Roses, the War of Roses. Clarifying these messages for Aries, please, for August 2024, or whenever this message finds them. Clarifying messages for August, please, 2024, or whenever this message finds you. On the Queen of Keys, the Ace of Swords. On the Akashic Library, the 2 of Cups. On the 5 of Roses, the King of Pentacles. Beginning this reading with the Queen of Keys and ending this row with the King of Pentacles. And the 2 of Cups in between. And on the bottom of this deck, the Knight of Cups. What's the message from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, please, for Aries for August 2024? What does Aries need to know from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, please? And we have for you number 61, Whale Song, resonating. And finally, we'll pull a card from the Work Your Light Oracle. What's the message for Aries for August right now? Whenever this message finds them for the Work Your Light Oracle. What does Aries need to know from the Work Your Light Oracle, please? Thank you, Spirit and Angel Guides. What's the message for Aries at this time, please? Message for Aries at this time. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? That's a tough one for me too, Aries. I know I've spent most of my life not even understanding what boundaries were. So for this reading for you, the Queen of Keys, this is likened to the Queen of Pentacles. So this is a generous, giving queen, someone who has the benefit of a lot of material wealth, possessions, but they also have the benefit of knowledge as well, and the ability to share that knowledge with you. With the Ace of Swords clarifying this, this is someone who's going to bring clarity. I feel like this is a message of clarity. It could be inspiration, a queen bringing, a feminine entity of some type bringing inspiration for a new idea, some new creative idea, some type of inspiration to you. The Queen of Pentacles has a lot to offer. This could be you, or this could be someone around you. But this person has the ability to share this wealth, as I was saying. It's not just material. It can also be knowledge. This can be creativity that someone is sharing with you, but it's something that's going to be inspiring to you, is what I'm feeling from this. You're going to feel inspired in August with some type of new creative idea. Of course, the Queen of Keys can also be a love interest. And I fail to mention that sometimes, but initially I said the King and Queen here with the Two of Cups in the middle. It definitely could be a new love interest for you, Aries. The second card out for you is the Major Arcana number 2, the Akashic Library, clarified by the Two of Cups. This Akashic Library card is the Akashic Library, that knowledge being open to you, that wealth of knowledge being available to you, and whatever it is that you want to open your mind to right now, Aries, and learn about, you have the ability to do that. Whether it's a book, which I love books, I love to read, I love illustrations in books, and I like watching YouTube videos as well, but there's just something about books for me that I love, and this card, or the Akashic Library, suggests that you pull a book from the library and open it up just randomly to a page and see what, phrase or sentence or paragraph your eye falls on, and see what meaning that has for you. And so with this being clarified by the Two of Cups, yes, it is a card of love, but it's devotion to me. And it's not just a devotion to a relationship, which it certainly could be with the Queen of Keys and the King of Pentacles on odd ends of this, but I feel like it's a devotion to yourself and some knowledge that you are investing in, which is an investment in yourself. Anything that you're learning about, as long as you're learning, it's, well, not anything, but, you know what I'm saying, Aries. There are certainly things you could learn about that would not necessarily be good, but anyway, it's not, I'm not here to judge. This just, to me, this combination of these two cards says devotion to me. It could be devotion to a new partner, but I think it's devotion to a plan. It's devotion to an idea, devotion to learning with it, clarifying that Akashic Library. So to me, it's a devotion to yourself as well. Because as I said, anytime you're learning, that's an investment in you. The next card's out for you, the Five of Roses, the Garden, clarified by the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is the King of Abundance. He's got the wine in one hand and cake in the other, the dog at his feet, the castle in the background, and he's a generous and giving king who likes to share his wealth, enjoys to share his wealth with his family. And the Five of Roses, the Garden, is a card of seeing things from a more childlike perspective. And so for August, I'm feeling that you're being asked to see your abundance in ways that maybe you haven't before. Maybe this, as I said, the Queen of Keys is like the Queen of Pentacles. And we become hardened sometimes with life. This is what I'm feeling, Aries. And if we go back to a more childlike heart, a way of seeing things, a childlike nature, it opens us up in different ways when we're not as defensive and guarded. And so I'm feeling that's what needs to happen for you, is you've got to let down your guard. In order to let new love in, you have to let your guard down, and maybe this is what you're learning. It could be something, not necessarily in a library. Maybe it's old karmic patterns or something that you're breaking so that you can open yourself up to a new relationship, to a new way of being, a new way of loving, a new way of seeing things. And I know how hard that can be. I don't know. I think sometimes as Aries, it's easy for us to be hardened and cynical, and it's just because that's the way life is for some of us sometimes. It's not through any fault of our own, but when it becomes a pattern and it becomes ingrained in us, then that is when it's time for us to say, okay, enough is enough, and I'm the only one who can do anything about this. If I want to change, and fine, if the world has hardened me, people have done me wrong, that's okay. I can shield myself for a while and let myself heal and love on myself. So if that's what you need to do, Aries, by all means do that. That we have to be able to do that. And I've said that over and over. Before we can love anyone else truly, you've got to be able to love yourself. Because you have to be able to forgive yourself, in my opinion. We've just all been through a lot as kids, I think, growing up. Most of us, I think, have anyway. And, that in itself can harden you. That can cause you to live defensively. And when you live defensively for so long, it just is natural to you. You don't realize that is what you're doing. It's just survival mode. And so make a conscious effort as much as you can right now, Aries, to open your heart and to open yourself up. And that could definitely mean setting boundaries to protect yourself, to protect your heart. And that is not, a bad thing. That is self-preservation. So I'm going to read this whale song card right now. The number 61 reduces to a 7. And this is the Shaman's Dream Oracle message for you, Aries, for August. Whale song, remembering, harmonizing, resonating. There are moments in life when you have a sense of deja vu, that you've visited this place, these feelings, this person before, and you know that a new opportunity to dance has come round again. Yet there is a haunting quality to this, a melancholy, as life's mysterious fragility is also underlined. Like a whale song that pleads for its simple notes to be matched by another, you have a short time to capture this essence and let it resonate in a way that is potentially transformative, but only if you don't turn away. Sometimes you may forget the moments of your humanity, your truest desires, because you've become so earthbound and calculating, striving and doing. You're so overstimulated by the chase and what you're exposed to. You're so overstimulated, you're so overstimulated by the chase and what you're exposed to that you forget your heart. Now it's time to jump in the water and play and be reminded of your creative self Your collaborative impulse to sing along, seeking harmony, beauty, purpose, and meaning. At this moment, that is your exact invitation. You will achieve more than the plans you set in motion if you use this opportunity to explore, be curious, and take a much needed break from what your mind thinks it needs to accomplish. Your heart is calling. Answer it. I think that went very well with those messages there. That it spoke perfectly to opening yourself up to whatever it is that you potentially, are sheltering, guarding yourself from. So, and personally, the last card for you is boundaries, Aries, and that always just sounded like a word that was offensive to me. Boundaries just sounded like something that, you shouldn't have boundaries. You shouldn't try to, have some, I don't know why. I guess I just was never raised with boundaries. So it was just a foreign idea to me completely. So, as I said, boundaries are self-preservation, and that is something that can actually lead to more freedom. Having boundaries, is clear. It removes confusion. It gives people clarity on where you stand. And that is very important, as you know, because it's easy to confuse, how people think and how they act, of course, are two different things. But if you have better boundaries, then obviously it's very clear when someone crosses that line. It makes it a lot easier when you have a boundary and someone crosses it to say, okay, I've acknowledged that this is where I would like for you to remain behind this line, or, not come to this beyond this point. And if they do so, that tells you something. And then if they continue to do so, that tells you even more. So I'm going to wrap up this reading with this final card from the Work Your Light Oracle. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries, Aries? You are being called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous, and you are left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries. For when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand, and you are able to give freely. If you are not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of me needs something from them? It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. Your belly is your second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune into this space when deciding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What is it trying to communicate with you? Where in your life, Aries, do you need to establish better boundaries for August? This has been a beautiful reading for you, Aries. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this reading, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Love and light.